Beyond this life, beyond this dimension, your soul holds the answers. Join me as we dive deep into the quantum healing sessions. Welcome to the SOULution Files. He had been living with back pain for 7 years. 7 years of physical therapy, injections, pain medication, and specialist after specialist. Every scan came back normal, and every doctor shrugged. But every morning he woke up wondering if this is his new life now. What happened in one single quantum healing session changed everything. And once you hear what his body was actually holding on to, you're never going to think about chronic pain the same way. Hi, I'm Kimberly, and I'm from Empower SOULutions. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist and a QHHT and BQH practitioner. And I help people access their subconscious mind to heal, gain clarity, and connect with their higher self. On this channel, I share real session recaps with the names and details changed for privacy and always with their permission. But I share these recaps because I believe the stories themselves are medicine. So when you hear what's possible, something in you starts to open up to it. So if you're someone who's been struggling with something that just won't resolve, whether that's physical pain, emotional patterns, anxiety, or that feeling that something is off and you just can't explain why, then you are in the right place. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss these, because every session teaches us something different about how powerful we really are. So now let me tell you about Michael. Michael came to me after exhausting every conventional option. He was in his late 40s, active, and otherwise very healthy. Yet for 7 years, he carried this relentless, deep back pain that nobody could explain and nothing could touch. He wasn't dramatic about it. And he actually told me, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm not sure I believe in any of this stuff. But I told him, that's okay. You don't have to believe. Your body knows what it needs. So I guided him into the somnambulistic state. That's the deepest level of relaxation that we can reach, using the QHHT method that was developed by Dolores Cannon. And at this level, the subconscious mind steps aside and we gain access to the subconscious, the part of you that remembers everything, every experience, every wound, and every lifetime. And what came up, I did not expect. Michael found himself in what appeared to be like a medieval battle. He was a soldier, and in that life he died. He was struck from behind by an axe directly to the back. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, Kimberly, come on. And I hear you, but here's what I need you to understand. What matters in this work is not whether you believe in past lives. What matters is what the subconscious shows us and the why. Because the subconscious is not random. It's incredibly precise. It shows you exactly what you need to see. So, was it a past life, a metaphor, or something else? That's not for me to question. All I know is that everyone receives what they are meant to receive in a quantum healing session. And what Michael's higher self showed him next was a real revelation. It just wasn't the physical wound that had carried forward, it was the emotion that attached to the moment of that death. He hadn't been killed by an enemy in battle. He had been betrayed. He was struck down by someone he trusted completely. And in that final moment, he felt something so overwhelming, a combination of shock, grief, and rage, that his body never let it go. So life after life, and in this life, it had been sitting in his back for 7 years, waiting for someone to finally ask, what happened to you? And as soon as the higher self made that connection clear, I watched Michael's body respond in real time. His breathing changed almost in relief that something physically was being released. We spent time working with his higher self to acknowledge that betrayal, to honor what had happened, to release it, not with force, but with compassion and understanding. His body didn't need to hold on to that wound anymore because now it had been witnessed. And after the session, he sat up slowly. He moved his back carefully, the way someone does when they're almost afraid to trust something. And then his face changed. He said very quietly, It's like something just let go. And then with tears in his eyes, he's like, I've been carrying this for so long. He noticed a difference that same day, and he reached out afterwards to tell me that it was one of the most powerful and meaningful experiences in his life. So, what is actually happening here? Let me break it down because I think it's important whether you believe in past lives or you don't. We have known for decades through somatic research, trauma therapy, and neuroscience that the body stores emotional experiences. When we go through something so deeply traumatic and we don't have the resources to process it fully in that moment, the nervous system holds on to it. It encodes it, protects us from it by essentially locking it away. So the problem is, it doesn't stay locked away quietly. It shows up as tension, as pain, as inflammation, as that area of your body that no doctor can explain and no treatment can fully resolve. Because they're treating the symptom, and the source is somewhere where the scalpel just can't reach. QHHT, which is quantum healing hypnosis technique, works on the premise that the subconscious holds the full record of your experiences, and that when given the right conditions, it will show you exactly what needs to be addressed. So, that past life aspect of this is only one of the tools that the subconscious uses. So, whether you interpret that literally or as a symbolic language that your deeper mind is using to communicate, the result is the same. The body gets the message and it releases. BQH, which is beyond quantum healing, is an evolution of that same work with more flexibility in how sessions are conducted. Both modalities, QHHT and BQH, are rooted in the same truth that you are not broken and you are not failing to heal, that you are waiting for the right conversation. Michael's back pain wasn't random. It wasn't just wear and tear. His body had been holding a wound, emotional, energetic, and cellular, that predated his lifetime entirely. And the moment it was brought into the light of his own awareness, his body no longer needed to hold on to it. That is the body's intelligence. That is what healing can look like when we stop asking, what's wrong with me, and start asking, what is my body trying to tell me? I want to address a few questions that I get all the time because I know some of you are sitting there with them right now. Do I have to believe in past lives for this to work? The answer is no. Genuinely, no. The subconscious doesn't need your permission or your belief system. It uses whatever framework will be the most meaningful and healing for you. So some people experience past lives, some people experience metaphorical journeys, some connect directly with their higher self, but the session finds its own shape, and again, everybody gets what they are supposed to receive during their session. So here's another question. Can QHHT help with my specific issue? I won't make promises because every person and every session is different and unique. What I will say is that QHHT has been used to address chronic pain, anxiety, depression, grief, relationship patterns, and life purpose questions, and much, much more. The body and the subconscious are wise. They tend to surface what is most needed. Will I remember the session? Most people remember some or all of it, depending on how deep they go. I also record all sessions so that you have something to return to because the healing often continues long after the session ends, and you will integrate what came through. Here's another question that I get all the time. Is this safe? Absolutely. You are always in control. You cannot be made to do or say anything that you do not want to do. You can open your eyes and end the session at any time. QHHT and BQH are gentle, they're non-evasive, and they're deeply respectful of wherever you are in your journey. If Michael's story resonated with you, if some part of you recognized something in it, I want you to sit with that for just a moment because that recognition isn't by accident. Your body is intelligent, and sometimes it uses someone else's story to say, this applies to you too. If you've been carrying unexplained pain or a pattern you can't break, or just this quiet sense that something underneath the surface needs to be addressed, I would love to work with you. A quantum healing hypnosis session is a profound, one of a kind experience that I consider to be an honor to facilitate. Every single session teaches me something new about the depth of what we carry and what's possible when we finally let it go. You can find the link to book a session or a discovery call in the description below. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Just drop them in the comments and I will get to every single one of them. If this video helped you or made you think, please give it a like because it helps more people find this work who truly needs it. And subscribe if you want to follow along because I share new session recaps and insight regularly. I'm Kimberly from Empower SOULutions, and thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.